What up, y'all? So let's get into this review of episode 3, season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. We're not even going to do no long intro. Let's get into it because a lot happened in this episode. So, all right. So the episode opens up with Daniel having some lunch, and now I don't know where he eating at. I don't know. I thought Daniel was stuck in the condo with them all the damn time. Maybe it's a restaurant in the building that they're living in. I don't know how Daniel got outside to eat. All right, so he's having lunch, and a guy by the name of Ragland starts talking to him out of nowhere and pretty much told Daniel, hey, bruh, we done hacked your shit, and you better be careful fooling with these vampires. We've been tracking them, and their numbers are increasing fast, and you ain't the only person who done went up there and tried to talk to them. These guys will kill you. So I've learned that this guy Ragland is a part of the group, the Talamasca. So they are pretty much a secret group who tracks and documents all things supernatural, witches, vampires, zombies. So Daniel goes back to the house, and Armand is going to try to apologize for Louis. Like, look, I'm sorry, Daniel, that Louis entered your brain. Excuse me, sir. You were in there too. Louis wasn't the only one who was in Daniel's brain. Y'all was double teaming that man like Professor X, okay? You was in his brain too. Daniel is like, how the hell do y'all stay hidden? Y'all got money, y'all killing people. How is this possible? And nobody has caught y'all in the internet age. And Armand is like, look, we hide in plain sight. This is kind of like how Lestat always envisioned it. And Daniel is like, oh Lord, here we go. Lestat. What does Lestat have to do with all this, Armand? So Armand begins telling the story of how he met Lestat. He said, baby, we were in the ghetto. They were struggling. Armand was like, I felt Lestat when he came into town because he was created by one of my old Coven members, Magnus. Now, rule number 4 is never show yourself to a human and let that human live. And Lestat was in a theater full of humans, letting them live. That boy was on stage performing like he was the French Michael Jackson. The people loved him. He was a fan favorite. Armand said that boy was prancing and preening. I was dying laughing. He said the people loved Lestat, but he was being disrespectful to the Coven because he was just out and about and just flamboyant. Armand was pretty much like, yo, I got to get this guy under control because he's just too in your face and he's putting other vampires in danger. So he went to the theater and he tapped into Lestat's head and was like, hey, yo, I know you're Magnus's bastard. Excuse me, sir? Why you gotta call me a bastard? Armand is crazy. So what we're learning about Lestat is, and he even told this story in season 1, his maker, Magnus, made him, left him a ton of money and just jumped in the fire. So Lestat ain't never really known nothing about all these vampire rules. So Lestat felt more comfortable having human connection and just being around people because he didn't know anything about vampire life. So he was just a rebel without a cause out here. Armand was like, the Coven is getting frustrated with him because Lestat is allowed to live this free life and they have to live by these rigid rules. And they were like, hey, you got to go do something about him. He out of pocket. So Lestat is walking with his boo, Nikki, and Armand pulls up like, hey, this little boy toy you got ain't gonna fill your cup. You need to be around other vampires. And Nikki was like, Lestat, who's this gypsy? Yeah, damn, he called Armand a gypsy. Sir, disrespectful. Armand was like, yep, let me go ahead and clean this situation up real quick. He drug Lestat ass across them cobblestones and froze everybody around him. And Lestat is pissed because he like, yo, where the hell you get these powers from? Lestat is like, look, unfreeze Nikki. He tried to run up on Armand, and Armand flicked him like a little flea, like, boy, go on about your business before I hurt you. I'm trying to be gentle. I'm trying to make you come willingly, but if you keep trying me, I'm going to hurt you. Armand picked Nikki ass up and drug him back to the Coven because he knew Lestat would definitely follow. And within a couple minutes or an hour, we don't know how long it was, Lestat burst up in the Coven and was like, hey, y'all stink. Y'all poor, you believe in religion, y'all live by fake rules. We are gods, okay? Why we living like this? The Coven packed they shit up and left Armand and was like, hey, we finna get up out of this dungeon. We finna go live life like Lestat. We not finna stay down here. It's dirty, it's nasty. Hey, yo, the Coven was like, peace, we out of here. So Armand stayed and was still living like in the funk, in the depression, in the dirt. And after a while, Lestat comes back and was like, yo, tell me the tricks. I want to be able to make fire. I want to freeze time. I want to know how to do all that stuff. He seduces Armand and they end up having some kinky vampire, I don't know what you want to call it. They had some freaky stuff going on, okay? But whatever it was that they did, Armand was at the theater next day watching his boo like Lestat was my man, my man, my man. So Lestat, being the French prince that he was on stage talking to Armand like, listen, I don't like being poor. I can't be in the sewer. I just cannot live like y'all live. So you and your coven, y'all can just hide in plain sight. Put on plays, drink the blood. They'll think it's all just fantasy and you be the director. Armand is like, I don't even have a coven anymore. They're gone. And Lestat is like, no, the coven ain't gone. They just knew and improved. They done brushed their teeth, washed their face. They done put some clothes on and they blending in. You can't even see them. They turn around, look at Armand, and Armand is like, damn, okay, I see how you got them together. And they pretty much done turned it into a thing. They're putting on plays every other night. Armand is like, you know what, Lestat, you really did a good little job with this play idea. And Lestat was like, no, we did it. Gay ass vampires. So Lestat is like, let's do some freaky stuff in the skybox. And Armand is looking like a little girl in love. I was shocked. Y'all, I was appalled. Armand was so in love with Lestat. I'm like, bruh, you're supposed to be the OG. You letting Lestat turn you out right now. What is going on? Come on, Armand, fight this rookie boy. So they getting ready to do their little thing on the floor. And Armand told Lestat, you know, I love you. And Lestat was like, whoa, bitch, I don't do love. Okay, I'm out of here. Lestat ended up turning Armand out, learned the vampire tricks, and left. Armand, I am so disappointed. He used you and abused you. Left you with a broken heart. But he's a Scorpio. You know, he's smart. So Armand said Lestat had the lawyer show up, bitch. Lestat had the same law firm from a long time ago. Y'all, let me come up to the big screen. Y'all, Armand said when he met Lestat, it was like 1555. Lestat done had the same law firm since the 1500s. Bruh, they know he a vampire, bruh. So anyway, Lestat pretty much left Armand high and dry. The lawyer showed up, gave Armand a bunch of cash and was like, look, you don't ever have to worry about paying for the theater. We got it. Y'all gonna always be straight here. Baby, Lestat was still paying rent at the theater while he was hugged up with Louis in the Noya. That's why they got his damn picture hanging up in front of the Coven. Lestat still paying the damn rent there. So we get to present day and Armand still looks hurt that Lestat left him. And I am so mad because I thought Armand was paying Lestat dust. Y'all know last episode, Armand was like, it wasn't nothing. It was a little fling. He tasted like vermin. I ain't really like Lestat like that, bitch. You was in love. Real love. You was in like 13-year-old little girl love. Like, I'm disappointed. Lestat turned you out. All right, so we flash back to Claudia and Louis' story, and they're at home, and they're trying to get their lives together about who their maker is. They are sticking with this Bruce story. Now, if y'all don't know, Bruce was the vampire from season 1 who violated Claudia. So they're trying to get their stories together on where they met him, where Louis is from, where Claudia is from, and they're repeating the story over and over and over again, trying to get it hammered down. And Armand shows up at the apartment and tells Claudia, hey, you need to be getting to the show. You ain't here playing games. Y'all, they had my girl Claudia backstage cleaning toilets, shining shoes, mopping, doing all the dirty work. My girl thought she was finna be Halle Berry on the stage. They had my niece down bad. So Louis and Armand go on a nice little stroll, and Armand is like, listen, Louis, the Coven is putting pressure on me. They want you to join. Then we jump back, and one of the Coven members is showing Claudia, you know, how to dispose of the body. We use the rats to get rid of them. And Claudia's like, why don't y'all just put them in the incinerator? That's what we did at our house. Claudia, keep your lies together, girl. You are messing up. The lie you told the Coven was y'all ain't had no house. Bruce met y'all on the side of the road and you was just living this little scoundrel life. Y'all couldn't afford no incinerator. So you can't tell the Coven back at our house, we just had an incinerator. Because now the Coven looking like, I thought y'all were kind of like poor and struggling on the road. Then she asked the Coven member about the tombs in the wall. And the Coven member was like, yo, this is where we put the old Coven members who didn't follow the rules or wreaked havoc, Armand had to put them boys to sleep. He had to put them down. So then we jump back to Louis and Armand. They're strolling through the streets, being romantic. And Louis is like, listen, I'm trying to be in y'all cult. I don't like the things y'all do. I don't want to be associated with none of it. But listen, I do like you. So if you like me, I can get with that. And Armand is like, boy, you suck at blocking your thoughts. Lestat is here with us right now. It's so obvious. Armand is like, come on, sir. And Louis is like, nah, Bruce ain't here. I'm just all into you. So while they're telling their sweet little love story, the Talamasca Illuminati is hacking Daniel's computer and dropping all the tea, dropping all the files, telling Daniel, look, Daniel, you need to look into this stuff. And Daniel is panicking, y'all. Daniel is freaking out. Daniel is clicking all over the place. He panicking. So Armand and Louis is looking like, boy, what the hell wrong with you? And Daniel's like, oh, nothing is wrong. No, I'm sorry. Let's get back focused. So we jump back to the past again, and Claudia and Santiago are talking. Claudia begins to ask Santiago, did Armand make you? And Santiago was like, nah, my maker is buried downstairs. And so Santiago was like, what did your maker teach you? And she was like, well, he taught me how to lie well. And Santiago was like, nah, sis. Y'all ain't doing a good job with that lying stuff. So Armand and Louis, they still on their little date, but now they done made it to like a little cafe, a little bar somewhere, and they sitting down and they talking and they picking each other's brains about life and philosophy. And here go Lestat, acting like he Alicia Keys. He think he John Legend. He is on the piano singing "Come to Me." And Armand is like, listen, Louis, stop playing games with me. All right, you're not focused. You're looking over there at that piano, and I know Lestat on that piano. And Louis is like, okay. Me and Lestat was together for over 30 years. It's hard getting over him. And Armand is like, bitch, I already knew. Like, I knew 5 months ago. Did y'all kill him? Was Claudia involved? And Louis just snapped. He lost it. He ran out on the date. He went to the Tinder park and just lost his mind. He offed somebody in such a savage way. He was slamming the dudes' heads against the wall because he was seeing visions of Lestat. So he's thinking he's letting his frustrations out on Lestat, but you actually hurting an innocent bystander. He runs back home, and by then, the theater is over. Claudia's home, and Claudia's like, look, we got to get our lives together when it comes to Bruce. Louis is having a panic attack. He done unalive somebody. Armand now knows the truth. He all over the place. And Claudia's like, look, we got to get this together. And while she's, trying to get her story together, she's also recounting how Bruce violated her. I think a lot of people thought Bruce from season 1 was kind of like a one-time thing. He did something bad to her like once, but now we find out that he actually kept violating her for weeks and weeks at a time. He had her hid like under the house or some weird shit like that. Yo, that's sad, man, to violate a 14-year-old like that. But that's also why it's very important and why a lot of vampires feel like you should never make kids as vampires because they cannot defend themselves. You kind of put them in a very vulnerable place. All right, so we flash back to present day, and Daniel is still trying to figure out what the hell are these files that they keep dropping on my computer. And he sees that the theater had been burnt down. Okay, so then we jump right back to the theater, and tonight is the night Claudia officially gets inducted into the Coven. So Louis is there to support her, and she's so excited. Now, do they do this same damn play 3 nights a week? Because I get tired of doing the same damn play. Because right now, Santiago is back on stage. He doing his normal routine. And he got this shit down packed so well that he can perform on stage and also communicate with Armand in his mind. And he's like, look, Louis been messy. He's unalived somebody in the park. We had to clean it up. He out of pocket. We got to get rid of him. First off, who the hell is Santiago talking to? You're the youngest up in here. You trying to boss around Armand? Like, he told Armand, like, you better get rid of your boy toy because the Coven want to know what you gonna do about him. And Armand is like, so you running the Coven now? And the Coven looked at Armand like, bitch, we do want to know what you gonna do with him. Hell, we can't run around free. At that point, Armand just had the realization that he's losing grip on the Coven because he said earlier in the episode he started to spend more time away from the theater trying to be up under Louis. So y'all know how it is. When your boss ain't at work, you be talking shit about him. And so they obviously been wearing his ass out now that he be gone with Louis. So the Coven is like, yeah, you got to get rid of him, buddy. Now, while all this is going on, I think Armand is like, damn, I got to get away from this damn Coven boy. He was like, listen, Santiago, after y'all get Claudia sworn in as an official Coven member, I'll do what needs to be done. I'll get rid of Louis and Claudia. And Santiago was like, good, because you took my maker for doing something way less than what the hell Louis just done in that park. Maybe that was having a spicy ass telepathic argument or situation. Whatever Armand and Santiago had going on, baby, they was going at it mentally. So they bring Claudia back behind the stage and they're congratulating her, good job. And they bring her into the group and read all the laws to her. Now Armand is like, Louis, you know, you gotta go. You can't stay here when they're reading the rules because you're not really officially a part of one. Only the Coven members can be present for the rituals. So Armand is telling Louis, like, look, you're putting me in a tough situation. I might gotta put you down, my boy. And Louis is like, well, when you do it, just make sure, you know, you take care of Claudia. And Armand is like, fuck them kids. I ain't worried about Claudia. Claudia is in deep trouble, y'all. She back there drinking all that weird ass blood, trying to get jumped into their gang. Sis don't know what these folks got in store for her. I feel bad for my little niece, Claudia, okay? It's a lot going on this episode. So they done got her jumped in and they officially let her know, hey, you're going to be starring in the show now and you're going to be a little girl actor for the next 50 years. And Claudia's like, bitch, I know y'all lying. This is some bull. Now, Armand and Louis. So instead of Armand handling business like he was supposed to and getting rid of Louis, he walks him home and they go into the house and they do some freaky vampire stuff, whatever the freak off stuff the vampires do. And it was a lot going on this episode, y'all. So did y'all like this episode? Leave your comments below. Tell me how y'all feel. I thought it was a pretty good one. Next week, it looked like Louis and Santiago are going to be tying up with each other. And it also looks like we're going to have some flashbacks to Daniel's past as well. But thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.